Dun, dun. Let's see. Alrighty. Think we're working. Let me move this over. There. There we go. Let's see here. What's up, guys? Can you guys hear me? How does this look? I'm trying something new out. Let's see. Where is... There you guys are. Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, you guys? Yo, yo. So I'm trying something out. I got... Yeah, this is for real, for real. This is really happening. I've been working on trying to get nicer things, trying to get the stream a little bit nicer. So I've like set it up to where I can use my camera, and so you get like the quality is a little bit better. I hope, at least that's what I'm hoping. And also I am using an actual mic, so I'm using this blue snowball mic instead of just using like a mic. So I've just been trying to figure all this out, and I'm using like a different software to be able to do that. So yeah, that's what I'm just been kind of trying to figure this out. The past few days, it's been quite the struggle. I've been doing like just a lot of like researching. I was on the phone with a friend of mine for a while trying to get everything set up. So I'm like thinking I want to do this more. I even have it set up to where I can like let's see if this will work. Let me make sure I don't have anything on my screen I'm not supposed to have on my screen. So I have it set up to where, let's see here, let me just like go to a random I'll just go to my YouTube page. And so, okay. So if we have this, sorry, I'm just like still trying to figure everything out. Okay. So if we go here and we click on this and we transition, you guys can see my screen now, right? So, and let's go here, and then I can see what you guys are saying. I'll put this over here. Exit out of that. So, so you guys, can you guys see my screen now? You have inspired me. I am starting my lifting journey. Well, that's awesome. Yes. Okay. So you can see that this is my YouTube, and then like I'm in the, I think I need to get like another screen so I can see what you guys are seeing. Cause right now I can't see what you guys are seeing. So all I can see is yeah. So, okay. Cool. So then I can like go and look at things. So as you guys can see, I mean, this is everything that this is my YouTube homepage. Okay. Cool. And then I wonder if, let's see. I wonder if I were to click on a video, if you guys could hear it. Can you guys hear this? Sorry, I'm just trying to figure everything out, because I've been doing a bunch of these like privately, but it's super helpful to have someone, yeah. Can you hear what that's saying? Sorry, guys, I'm just like, I don't even watch porn, all right? You can hear it? Well, that's cool. Awesome. I'll pause that. Cool. Well, okay, let me switch it back so you guys scene. Okay, transition. Okay. Cool. All right. So I am sorry. I appreciate you guys kind of sticking around with me. I'm trying to figure this out. The volume is a little low. I wonder if you guys were hearing the audio coming from the headphones, because my headphones were plugged in, so maybe you guys could hear that, like it's trying to come through your mic. Yeah, so I wonder how you can make it to where you guys can hear like the audio that's coming from the actual video. Like, I wonder if you can do that. It's coming through. Yeah, that's what I thought. Cool. Well, man, I'm very happy with this. How is I know that the quality probably isn't perfect, but I'm using the Wi-Fi here at my office, which is not very good because I'm not able to plug in, and so I'm just trying to I've been trying to figure things out, but at the same time, I had to do a live stream to see if everything was working correctly. You know what I mean? And being able to get real-time feedback from you guys has been helpful. But I'll look into how I can get the audio from videos to come. I don't know how that would even work. Come through so you guys can hear exactly what I'm hearing. Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to work on. That's a good question. So, what happened to Charlie Gold? Let me switch this so it's not a shadow on my head. So Charlie is she was a reaction. Well, I found her through a video where she was talking about the realities of obesity, and it was a really good video, and she kind of she explained what it's like being as big as she was and all that stuff. So I was like, this is really cool. It's cool that someone is making a video like this. And so I had her on my channel, and I know I did a couple live streams with her and Every Damn Day Fitness and Swole Enormous, and we talked and stuff. And I was like, okay, I'm really happy for her, and I know that there's been some drama going on, and okay, I think it's very strange, and I might get crap for this, but I think it's very strange that there are channels out there that exist solely to react to Amberlynn Reed, and that's what her channel kind of became. And I don't, personally, for me, I think that if you are trying to be a content creator as your job, I think that is very dangerous, because if Amberlynn, if something happens to her and she no longer can make videos, now you're kind of screwed, right? You don't have any way to make any content. And so I think that is, I don't know, I just don't think it's a very smart way to go about things. And there's a lot of channels out there that legitimately just exist to react to Amberlynn Reed, which is, people can do whatever they want. So I know that there's been some drama as far as Charlie Gold and other people that do Amberlynn Reed reactions, and they've been arguing and infighting, but I don't have anything to do with any of that. What I will say, it's been kind of frustrating, is that people will sit here and say that it's my fault because I gave Charlie a platform, and I don't agree with that, right? Just because I've had someone on my channel, it doesn't mean that I am now beholden to all of the things that they do. So it's if I show someone on my channel, and then they end up doing some terrible stuff, especially if I didn't know anything about it, I don't think it's my responsibility to denounce them or to people. I've gotten so many messages about this girl, about Charlie Gold, people saying that you need to stop her. Basically, people are saying that, and how am I supposed to stop someone? How am I supposed to she's an adult, she's gonna do what she wants, and so I do understand where people are coming from as far as okay, you should it's you gave her a platform. Yes, I gave her a platform, but that's kind of why I am careful about who I share on my channel. And this is less about that whole drama, but I've had a lot of people on the channel before that will lose a lot of weight, and then they will gain the weight back or something like that. And I feel maybe I'm it was because if someone gets featured on my channel, especially if they're very similar to me, they make weight loss content, they're trying to lose weight, and I feature them, they're probably going to get a lot of followers, right? Because you guys want to follow that person. I I will, and then a lot of times, like, it becomes too much. And I've dealt with people, like, it becomes to a point where they stop trying to lose weight, or they stop trying to, like, they just, it becomes too much. And so that's happened a few times in the past with things that I've done, like helping people, like, grow their channels, or like anything like that. So now I'm kind of like, I don't like I try and vet people a lot more before I feature them on the channel, if that makes any sense. Someone's saying, anyone know where to catch up on the... I honestly don't even know where to catch up. But yeah, so people are saying that the hypocrisy of Charlie. So I think that with that, it's because they're saying, like, because she is an overweight woman, and she is reacting to an overweight woman, Amberlynn Reed, and saying mean things. I will say, like, Charlie has been very critical of Amberlynn, and it's gotten to a point now where it's like, I think, and this is me speaking for her, so I could be wrong, but it's the meaner you are, a lot of times with these channels, the meaner you are, the more engagement you have, right? So the meaner you are, the ruder you are, the more people watch your videos, and the more people are like, oh, I like when you react. And so I think that that's why a lot of people have issues, is because they're saying like, oh, it's not, it doesn't make sense that I'm just using the medical terms, I'm not trying to be mean, but like an obese woman is making fun of another obese woman for trying to lose weight. And I can understand that, you know what I mean? She calls them out for not weighing in and making excuses, yet then says she won't weigh in. Yeah, and I agree. I think that is hypocritical. But again, I don't understand why people feel like I need to do anything about it. Because, like, that's the thing that I'm, like, confused about, is, like, how do I, like, it's not my job. Like, how do I stop that? You know what I mean? Like, I can understand where people are coming from, but it's like, what am I going to do? Make a video and completely, like, ruin her career? Like, that's just not how it works. I don't know. I don't understand what people are trying to get from me with that whole drama. So yeah, that's kind of, I guess that's what I can say about that. I don't think there's really much else to say. Hey bro, glad you are fine. Take care. Thank you very much. Oh no, those people are not your responsibility. Yeah, I agree. I don't think that they are my responsibility. I don't know if you have posted videos on this before, but please could you do a video/videos on how to deal with overcome junk food addiction? I'm really struggling to break the cycle. So with questions like that, it's a very personal thing. So that's why it's kind of hard to make videos on topics like that, because if someone is dealing with, junk food addiction, or they're dealing with, being like eating too much junk food, right? There's always a reason why someone is doing that. And so it's, for me to make a video, I can't just say, you need to do this, this, and this, because I don't know exactly why you are struggling, right? And so that's why it's kind of hard to make videos about specific things, because everyone is doing things differently, right? So, did you go to college? I went to college for 1 year and did not do very well. I never realized how short Foodie Beauty was. I don't know how short she is. I love your content, breath of fresh air, honesty, and accountability. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Live chat. Yeah, let's do it. I'm struggling with being a chef and eating what I cook others. It sucks. Very hard to stop. Yeah, I can only imagine that. That would be very difficult. Especially if you're a chef. You probably make some very good food. So that probably is very difficult. Like, the only thing I can say to that, and again, I don't know your life, but I would, like, make a hard rule. If you're making this for someone else, don't eat it. I understand that you probably have to try things because you're a chef, but, like, make some rules and be like, I will take this much and taste it to make sure it's okay. Because it can be very easy. I remember when I worked at Starbucks, I had to, like, tell myself, you're not allowed to have any of the pastry case stuff, because I'll go way off the deep end with that. So, will you be posting your daily quarantine workouts again? Probably not, just because I am in the gym now, so I don't I'm not doing really very many at-home workouts. What's up from Australia? How you doing? Thanks for joining. Sitting in a room with COVID. Oh my gosh. Well, I hope you're feeling okay. Jeez, I would not want to be dealing with that for sure. My TDEE is 3,000 calories plus. Do you think 2,000 calories is a good starting point? I think it can be. I would say do a little bit more calories, honestly, because why not? You know what I mean? If you can still lose weight eating 2,800 calories, why not eat 2,800 calories and lose weight instead of like force yourself to eat 2,000? But that's just my opinion. Have you ever tried to go cold turkey off sugar? I don't have a problem with other foods, but can't seem to get past 2 or 3 days without a hit of sugar. I'm type 1 diabetic. I've never tried to go cold turkey without cold turkey on sugar. I've never done that. It would be very difficult for me because I just ate a salad. This little thing right here, right? And this has 12. This has like a bunch of sugar in it. Even just this salad thing. So like, sorry, that's probably the terrible sound. But that would be hard. I don't think I could do it. Do you still play the drums? Yes, I do. I still do play the drums. How has the quality been for you guys? As far as like the stream, is it super laggy? Is it twitchy? I'm just kind of curious, like what you guys think of it so far. About to hit the gym. Get it, Jesus. You got this, dude. Long time sub. Just wondering, are you going to be doing more collabs with Michelle? They've been great. I think it would be fun. She lives a little bit further away now, so we'd have to somehow do it Skype or something like that. I think. Great quality. Awesome. Dope. Thoughts on Greg Doucette? I think he makes informational videos. He can be a little abrasive, but I think there are people that enjoy that type of someone that talks that way. I'm not that way, but I think that some people like that, some people don't. Kind of same thing with like Every Damn Day Fitness, Alan. There are people that don't like him because he cusses and he's rude. I obviously don't cuss, but I can understand why people enjoy that as well. So it's like I think his message is good as far as Greg Doucette. He just says it in a way that I want it, but yeah. I'm eating in a deficit, but unhealthy food. What is the detriment? Well, as far as weight loss, not much if you're actually in a deficit, if that's what you're trying to do. But I think that you should want to eat healthy food. That's going to be good in general. You know what I mean? Thoughts on the whole Shane Dawson thing? There's so much stuff. Like I did a little bit of like not research, but I was like being nosy for a little bit. But then it's gotten to a point now where it's like so. There's so much stuff that I'm just like I don't even know. I don't know anymore. I would not want to be in his position, but I will say that I think to a certain extent that part of people like I don't like cancel culture in the aspect of digging stuff up from a long time ago and like digging stuff up from a long time ago and then using that against someone. I think that that's wrong. It's a case by case basis, right? But it's like when you go and dig up something from like 10 or 12 years ago, especially with like YouTubers and the internet, everything was so different then, and so I think that a lot of people will use that, and it's just not like a genuine thing. I think that there are genuine criticisms that you can have against Shane Dawson or whatever, but like going years and years and years and years back and I guess it's good to be held accountable for anything that you do, right? But I don't know. Like I'm not a huge fan of, especially if someone has already expressed remorse for the things they've done in the past and they've tried to, I think that's the most important thing, right? Is if someone has done something a long time ago that was wrong, but you look at their actions now and they have completely changed and they are definitely different, then I think it's very wrong to go back and try and cancel it because of that. But if they did stuff in the past and now they've just maybe gotten better at hiding those things, but they're still the same person, I think that's where I would understand why maybe I can understand why maybe it would happen. But as far as like, I don't have a super huge opinion on the Shane Dawson thing, just because I don't know much of what's going on, if that really makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Are you scared of putting on weight? No, I am not scared of putting on weight. Yeah. I've gotten to a point where now I don't think that I'll ever gain the weight back, so no. If I'm on a deficit, will I still lose muscle if I'm doing resistance training? Yes, you will. Not because it's just how it is. Like, you will retain more if you're doing resistance training, but it's just like when you're in a deficit, you lose weight, and some of that's going to be muscle. Just how it is. How did this get political? I thought this channel was about weight loss. I don't know. This channel is about whatever. I'm just talking about whatever I want. There's no real, like, specific thing. I hate salads. What would you recommend on losing weight in terms of meals? Do you meal prep? If so, will you make a video? I mean, you don't have to eat salads if you don't want to. Just make sure you're in a deficit. Like, whatever foods you enjoy that can help you get in a deficit, it's good. Artificials are bad for you. I use them every day. What is your response when someone tells you artificial sweeteners are bad for you? I don't know. For me, I don't. I don't know. I use artificial sweeteners, so for me, I'm like, well, if you think they're bad for you, that's fine. But I'm gonna continue using them. What's Inaka Power? This is a friend of mine's company. His name's Shali. He actually makes videos here on YouTube, but he also does stuff on like Instagram and stuff like that. But like, this is his company, Inaka Power. What's a good low-calorie, not gross salad dressing? I mean, everyone's different. Walden Farms has some like 0-calorie ones, but those ones, some people think they're really gross. So I would just, try them out. I don't really do that many salads, so I usually just buy these little salad pack things. Are you vegan? If not, why not? I am not vegan. How's the cycling? It's going well. I went on a 18-mile ride yesterday. It was fun. Why the pizzas in the back? They're 10-pound weights. I just think they look cool back there. How often do you think you should weigh yourself / measure from your experience? I think it depends on the person and what they're trying to do. I don't see anything wrong with weighing yourself pretty frequently, but if that means that if it's becoming a detriment and you're not just seeing, like, if you're weighing yourself daily and you're using that as data and that's it, that's fine. But if you are letting it ruin your day or whatever, then you probably shouldn't weigh yourself daily. So it really is dependent on the person. And so I would, it's up to you. So yeah. Thoughts on the whole Charlie Gold? I just talked about that for like 15 minutes. So, do I have to up my calorie intake if I exercise on a diet? You might want to, so you're not as hungry, but you don't have to do anything. What do you think of meal replacements for weight loss? I'm not a huge fan of meal replacements. I just think that it doesn't teach you what you should be learning as far as like losing weight and stuff like that. Are there lots of differences between males and females and how they should train? No, not really. I wouldn't really be too concerned about it. How do you stay motivated when it gets hard? I don't know. I just enjoy the process, so I don't struggle with motivation really. Are those 1K calories burning sustainable? I don't know what that means. Sorry. Do you ever feel as though you are making progress on the scale but not physically? I don't know what that means. Like, progress on the scale, but not physically, as far as how. When are we going to get tattoos together? Hey, it's Mike. What's up, Mike? Do you ever eat fast food? I do eat fast food. I eat Chipotle is pretty much the only, like, fast food I eat. Some people wouldn't even really consider that fast food, I guess, huh? Would you ever take up boxing or combat sport, even if it's just for fitness? Maybe. I just don't want to get punched in the face. What gets you back on the horse when you fall off? Just because. Why not? Hello, I'm from San Diego. I'm in El Cajon, too. Awesome. I meant 1K calories burning workout good for every day. Are you trying to burn 1,000 calories every day through workouts? I mean, that's a lot of calories. I'm not sure how sustainable that is. Do you feel uncomfortable talking about your beliefs as far as afterlife? No, I don't feel uncomfortable. I just don't really have any strong opinions on it. I feel like it's like I could share my thoughts, but they're not really rooted in anything other than my opinion. So, do people recognize you in public? Yeah, it happens sometimes. It's usually not super awkward. They just say hi, like I'll watch your videos and stuff, and then there we go. Grappling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, no punching, and you can strangle people. Well, I just don't want people, like, squeezing my head. It hurts. I am 5'8". Do you and your girlfriend work out together to motivate each other? Well, my girlfriend lives on the East Coast. Sorry. So we do not work out together. For the first time in my life, I'm under 200 pounds, and the heaviest I was 325. Congratulations! That's awesome. What's the youngest you recommend children to start? Trying to get my 9-year-old to learn some form with light weights. I would say that's fine, like, if it's light weights and, like, you're just kind of getting them to move and, like, work out with you. I think that's fine. But, again, I'm definitely not the person to ask there. I don't have any kids. Is sex a workout? Yes. It can be, unless you're just laying there and not doing anything. Have you ever had a DEXA scan? Yes, I have. I think that they're good. How did you meet your girlfriend? She slid into the DMs, you guys. Do you believe in the set point theory? If my set point is high obesity, how can I would say that to a certain extent, set point is real, but it's not like your set point's going to be like 400 pounds. And so I think that if people use it as an excuse as to why they can't lose weight, I think that that's not correct. But I think that there is, like, some people, like, for me, if I tried to get down to 170 pounds or, like, 180 pounds, that would be too low. My body would be like, I don't want to be this light. So for me, I would say my, like, set point is, like, closer to 200 pounds. But I don't think anyone's, like, set point is 400 pounds, you know? But that's just my opinion. How have you been working out during quarantine? Well, now we're kind of, the gyms are open and stuff here, but when I couldn't, I just had a couple weights at home and I was just doing workouts. Are you mentally on the same page as your physical appearance? I'm asking because I struggle. So, like, I'm not really sure what you're trying to ask with that question. Have you noticed gains or losses since training at home? So for me, like, the at-home training stuff, I wasn't doing it because I wanted to try and lose weight, or I wanted to try and gain weight, or I wanted to do this. Like, for me, it was like, for more than anything, it was like for my sanity. And so I was just trying to work out because I enjoy it. And so I wasn't really focused on, oh, is this making me leaner or buffer or like whatever. It was more, I just want to work out because I enjoy working out. What is your favorite lunch spot when you're working out when you're working at the gym? So when I'm working here, I try and bring food with me. So this is like a salad, and I had a protein bar earlier. But if I forget to bring food, there's a Panera Bread that's pretty close that I'll just walk to if I'm like super hungry. But I try and be proactive and not have to do that. Thoughts on DDP yoga? I've heard good things. I don't really know. I don't really know too much about it. You're so nice, John. I don't know how other people call you a bully. I can understand why people would think I'm a bully, especially if you. I'm very aware that if someone were to look at my my YouTube, right, and they didn't watch any of the videos, but they just looked at the thumbnails and maybe watched a little bit, they might think to themselves, this guy is a jerk. Which I can understand. I really can understand that. But I would say if you watch the videos, I try to do my best to be as I don't want to say I'm unbiased, because I definitely am biased for sure. But like, everyone is biased, I think. But I do my best to try and understand why people believe what they believe. And so I really do try to do my best. There are times where I've done better. There's times when I've done worse. I'm learning over time, and I'm trying to get better with every video that I make. But there definitely has been times when I was maybe a little bit too harsh, or maybe I got a little bit too heated, or maybe I purposely didn't try to understand what they were saying. So there's that. I try my best to not to understand where people are coming from, but I also obviously I try to not be a jerk if I can, but it's not always possible. Sometimes I just am a jerk. Do you take vitamins? Yeah, so what I take is I take the strong reds and the strong greens from BPN, and then I also take strong joints. So I take one of these every day, and then 4 of these, the strong multivitamin. So if you want to use it, hey, I'm going to plug. Use O2B10 on bpnsupps.com. There you go. O2B10. Let's see. Victims hate this one athlete's tips. What? Do you have any advice for someone who has bulimia? I cannot sit here and say that I have advice for that. It's definitely, I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable, helping with that, because I've never dealt with it. So, what's the discount code? It is here. I'm gonna write it in. O2B10. There you go. I'm really slow at typing. It's quite embarrassing. Did you cut your hair? No, it's still got it. I cut the sides, but still got the good old fashioned top knot, or whatever you want to call it, man bun. Is YouTube what you want to do long term? Yeah, I mean, so the thing is like, a lot of people, when you say I like what I'm doing now, they're like, oh, you don't have a plan for the future. But for me, I love doing what I do. I love this. So I would love to continue doing this. I think, who knows, maybe this live streaming and interacting with you guys can become part of that. I think that could be cool, but as far as what I'm doing now, I love it. So I don't really have a grand plan for the future. What is one thing you learned about yourself running the marathon? I learned that I am very slow. Please comment on Herbalife shakes for weight loss. I think that they're a waste of money. That is what I think about them. What is normal weight for someone who is 5'2"? I couldn't tell you. I think there's a lot of things that kind of lead into weight. So I can't say this is what's normal. Bro, I remember when you started back in the day. Now you're like Thor, keep it up. Well, thank you very much. What is the story behind your outro? So I told this on the last live stream, but basically the friend that was helping me make the video, I because I was super awkward, and when he was filming, he was waiting around, and I was like, oh, look how buff I am, right? And then I didn't think he was going to keep it, but then he was editing it, and he was going to cut that out, and I was like, no, just keep it in, put it at the end. And he was like, all right, well, if I put this at the end of your videos, you have to always say that, that has to be your outro. And I was like, all right. And so it's been 6 years now that I've been doing it, looking like an idiot at the end of my videos. Do you have any ideas on how to gain confidence and find myself through this process? What process are you speaking on? As a person who is currently down 170 pounds and going, there are 0 supplements for weight loss. Yeah, there's no supplement is going to help you lose weight at all. Do you offer any one-on-one coaching? Not right now. What do you think about TLC products? I don't know what that is. Can someone who is pretty overweight get involved in CrossFit? Now, this is a question that I get quite often, and I think without a doubt, you absolutely can get involved in CrossFit if you are overweight, or even if you're obese, or like there are people that do CrossFit that are missing limbs. There are people that do CrossFit that are in wheelchairs. There are people that are like, that's the thing about CrossFit that's so awesome. Like if you were to go into my gym, right? I don't know what super chats are. I don't know what that is. But so if you go into a CrossFit gym, my friend right here, he's in here right now, actually, Big Mike. I hope you're not leaving because I'm going to talk about you. So Big Mike, the guy that's calling me cute, I love Big Mike. He is a larger dude and he does CrossFit as well. So anyone, like seriously, anyone can do CrossFit. And like that's what's so awesome about it, is because it's infinitely scalable. That's a word that you'll hear a lot thrown around in CrossFit. And so say if the workout, this is a good example. So say if the workout has kipping pull-ups, which a lot of people might like to make fun of in CrossFit, they don't count, the pull-ups where people are doing this, right? So if that's in the workout, at my gym, there are a very big amount of people that cannot do that, right? That can't do pull-ups. They're not even close. And so let's talk about the scaling options from there, okay? So say you can't do a pull-up, so we have bands. So you put your foot in a band and then you try and do a pull-up. So that's a scaling option, right? And then there's obviously different bands and they all have different resistances, okay? And say even at the heaviest resistance, you still aren't able to do banded pull-ups, okay? And then so let's try and we can do ring rows, which is you get on the ground and there's rings that you'll pull yourself up to, and so that'll kind of mimic a pull-up. Right? Say you're maybe not comfortable doing that. Then you could do bent over rows with a dumbbell. Like there are so many different options and that's just like one example, right? And so when it comes to literally any movement that you'll see in CrossFit, there's always going to be some sort of scaling option for that. And so I think that is a very, very, very awesome it really is an awesome way. And the thing that I think is so good about CrossFit that a lot of people might not realize is that the community that's behind it is super helpful. So like if you become a big part of like the community in your gym and you skip a few workouts, or like you're not there for a few days, people are going to be like, where have you been? You know what I mean? Like people are going to be asking about you. And so that's like, it really can be a powerful tool, but again, it's just a tool. And if you aren't putting in the work, it's not like it's going to be something that like does some great, like it's going to change your life, right? Like you need to go in and put on the work. But I do think that it can be a very, very powerful tool to have. How is your Apple Watch? I don't have an Apple Watch. I have a Forerunner. It's a Garmin Forerunner 235, I think. Maybe I'll try and figure out how to turn on the super chats for the next one. If people want to donate to me, I guess. That'd be cool. Is it safe for me to try CrossFit? Yes, absolutely. Salute. Oh, super chats are viewer donations that also allow the viewers' comments to get noticed easier. Okay. Maybe I'll do that. I'll have to figure out how to do that. How do you manage ADD with your job? That's a good question. Wow, you really know a lot about me, about my disorders. I want to do what you do, also have ADD, but I've been struggling to start while I manage my current. Honestly, I think ADD helped me because I was always thinking about other things, but like I can't really even say because I just live with ADD. I don't really take any medication for it. And so I I just kind of live my life with it. I am definitely a very, like, I get very sidetracked and very confused. Confused very easily. But it hasn't been a detriment to me. So I couldn't really give you. I couldn't really give you a like, this is what you should do. I don't know. I just kind of, live my life. I don't know. Does that make sense? Yay, super chats. Yep. How is your cute little niece? She is doing fantastic. Her name is Faith, and I love that you guys still ask about her because she is the best. Let's see here. Who is your favorite Animal Crossing villager? My man Antonio, but like I said in the last stream, I haven't been playing that much. I actually haven't played it in a while, and I feel bad. And I'm kind of curious to see what the gym looks like right now, or what my whole island looks like. But yeah. So sorry if I missed some of you guys' questions, but there's like a lot of there's a lot of people asking stuff, so I apologize. If there's something you wanted me to answer, just leave another good old comment in there. Bring back morning oats. Well, okay, so that's a good. I've seen this before a lot. So morning oats was a series that I used to do back in the day, but it was so the reason I started morning oats was because I wanted to have a series where I sat down and talked. Now, if you watch my videos now, most of my videos are sitting down and talking. So there is no like reason I feel like to have morning oats, because it's literally the same type of video that I already make. But maybe I could do something as far as like live streams and like think about a topic, because like, so my goal, and this is just being honest, right? So with my goal with live streams is I would love to make this like viable content for my channel, right? And so I would love to be able to make live streams and then like cut down some of the clips and put that as a video on my channel. And so I would love to like have topics already thought of, so I can like in the live stream, instead of me just answering questions, which I can obviously do throughout the live stream, I can have something to bring to you guys, like, okay, this live stream is about XYZ, right? Instead of just, okay, let's sit here and answer every question that I can see. Because I think that would be more, one, it'd be more fun for you guys to watch live, right? And two, as far as someone that is watching the video after the fact, they actually have a video to watch, not just me reacting to the chat. So I think that that's something that I would like to do in the future. But yeah, I think that could be kind of cool. Do you ever want kids, and if so, what kind of father do you think you'd be? I haven't honestly thought too much about kids. I think maybe in the future, as far as a father I obviously would want to be involved, just because my father wasn't super involved with me. I would want to be involved. I would want to, be there and try and like, I don't know what type of father I would be. That's a good question. Would you do live cooking? No, because you guys would make fun of me. Question, do you think that the body appearance of people who have lost a big amount of weight, 100 plus pounds, don't really match people of the same body weight because they didn't lose that much? Oh, without a doubt. Like, 100%. When you lose a lot of weight, there are things that happen that you cannot change, right? So, like, for me, like, loose skin, right? So, like, I have this, right? Someone that had not lost weight would not have that. And so, that is something that I try and make very clear to people when they want to lose a lot of weight. Is like, understand that your body is not going to look the way that you think it's going to look right away, right? And it's hard because people feel like they need to have, they have this idea in their head, and I definitely did too, and it's just not realistic. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I love my body. I'm not like one of these people that sits here and like, I hate my body and I want to be different and blah, blah, blah. That's not how I feel at all. But it is important to understand that you're not going to look quote unquote normal. Like, you're going to have loose skin. You're going to have stretch marks. It's just how it is. I recommend you to look at these products because there's YouTubers selling them. TLCT, they are really popular and they claim you can lose 5 pounds. Well, it's probably something that just makes you poop a lot. And so that's why you're losing weight. I would assume. Maybe I'll look into it. Maybe I'll make a video on it or something like that. That could be kind of cool. Do you need to count macros more precisely to sculpt your body? Maybe. It depends. Like, I would say make sure you're hitting your protein as far as like trying to, like, if you're trying to sculpt your body because your muscles need protein. But other than that, I would say you should be fine. But you can. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Will you please talk about your plans with the damn cruise? Thank you. I don't really have any plans. I know that I'm going. Those are my plans. I'm not setting any of it up. I'm just going. I paid $8,000 to have my skin, my spare skin removed from my stomach. Wow, that's not too bad. I've heard it can be much more expensive than that. CMOS, check it out. I don't know, what do you mean by CMOS? How many miles do you run a week? Right now, I actually haven't been running very much, but usually I would say average is like 10 to 12. I don't run that much. Pooped your pants lately? Oh man, no, I haven't. If you don't know what that reference is from, it's from my podcast. Me and my brother, most of the podcast this last week was us talking about times when we pooped our pants. Oh man, good times. Good times. How young is too young to encourage kids to exercise? I don't think there is too young. I mean, there's, like, to encourage them, I think everyone should be encouraged to like exercise or move from when they're born, right? But yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm not a parent though, so. How to stop binging? So this is something that's, so binging, I feel, is a response to things that are going on in your life. And so the reason that it's hard for me to answer that question is because everyone has a different reason as to why they binge. And so I would feel very disingenuous giving you an answer that was very, like, there's no cookie cutter answer to how to stop binging. It's just, it doesn't exist. And so that's why I'm always very wary of responding to questions like this, is because I don't know why you're binging, and I don't know, like, there are so many different reasons as to why you might be doing that, and so I don't really feel comfortable. Like, for me, I'll explain my situation and what really helped me get over binging, but I'm not going to say that this is what you need to do, okay? I want to make that very clear. So, for me, how I was able to get over binging was, a big part of why I binged was because I was under eating. And so when I was struggling with binge eating a lot, I was doing, basically I was eating 700 calories a day, and I didn't realize this at the time. This is all stuff that I've figured out after the fact, but I was eating like 700 calories a day, and I would be able to do that for, say, 3 to 4 days. And then I would basically get to a point where my body was like, I need more food, right? And that's when I would binge. And so the best way I can explain it for myself is, the best way that I could explain it is, like, say that it felt like there was, like, this shadow figure behind me, right? I know it sounds a little ridiculous, but hear me out. So it felt like there was a shadow figure behind me. And I always knew he was there, right? And so this is the binge, right? I always knew he was there. And I could always kind of feel him, right? I could always feel like breathing on my neck. And so the days that I would be able to eat 700, and I'm not encouraging you to eat 700 calories. Don't do that. But the days that I would eat the 700 calories, I felt like I was able to kind of keep him at bay, right? But it always felt like he was creeping closer and closer and closer and closer to me. Until, basically, like, usually the days that I would binge, by the middle of the day, I knew I was going to binge, right? And so, usually by the middle of the day, I knew that night I was going to overeat. And so, then I would binge, and I would, binging is different than overeating. I would eat so much to where I felt like sick to my stomach, right? And then the reason that it was such a problem for me is because it was always a cycle, right? So then the next day I wake up and I'm like, okay, what I need to do is I need to undereat today because I ate way too much yesterday and I shouldn't be eating that much. So I just need to cut really, 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 really hard. And then obviously that just perpetuates the cycle because then it's now like I'm over-restricting, and then I binge. Over-restricting, and then I binge. So the way that I was able to break that cycle was through eating more on a daily basis. And so instead of eating 700 calories, I would bump it up to, maybe 1,200, which is still not enough. And eventually it got way higher. But just slowly adding more calories daily and eating, for me, I think eating a little bit more during the day instead of trying to save everything for night really helped me. But again, that's just me. And I'm not going to say that that's everyone. So the reason that I'm always very, I'm always very wary about giving those types of advices is because everyone binges for a different reason. So I don't know why you're binging and I don't know what you're going through. And so the way for you to get over binging might be completely different than what I did. If that makes sense. When you were losing weight, did you watch your fiber and sodium intake? I watched my sodium intake, but that was just because I felt like I was supposed to. But I didn't really watch those things, to be honest. Thoughts about TikTok possibly shutting down? Yeah, I was reading about that on Twitter, like before I started this stream, but I didn't read too much into it, so I still need to do some more research. I binge and purge a lot. I don't know how to stop. Yeah, I'm sorry that you're going through that. Would you ever consider going vegan? No, personally, I don't think I would. I love your vids. Help me stay motivated. Currently down 98 pounds. Congratulations, Dustin. That's awesome. Dun, 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 dun. Do you think HIIT is more effective for weight loss? No, I don't think so. I think that if it gets you in a deficit, that's great. But if you like doing HIIT training, absolutely go for it. But if you don't have to do it. So, what do you think of the scuba update in Animal Crossing? I have not played it yet. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm sorry. This is awkward. Well, you don't have to watch it then. What do you think about meal replacement shakes? I already talked about that. I don't think that they're a great alternative, personally. How do you do CrossFit in the gym by yourself? I had to stop because I couldn't afford it, but I miss those hard workouts. I would say do like EMOMs and stuff like that. That's why I like to do EMOMs a lot. Do you count minus calories from working out? No, I don't minus the calories from like workouts and stuff. I just I don't worry about that. Like I think a lot of people, they get into thinking like they need to work out to burn a certain amount of calories, and that can be really dangerous. And so I would recommend like if you want to work out, you should want to work out, right? It shouldn't be I want to work out because I want to burn calories, if that makes sense. Would you be able to be friends with someone that has very different views about health and fitness than you have, like health at every size or anti-diet folks? Yeah, I don't see why not. I'm sure I have friends that maybe haven't told me that they have those opinions, but like I think that if you can't be friends with someone because you disagree with them, I think that's like it. Well, it depends on what you disagree with. Because if like you disagree on the fact that like if your friend's like I like to be racist, and then you're like nah, then I can see why maybe it's not best to be friends with that person. But when it comes to like health at every size or anti-diet stuff, I understand where a lot of these people come from, and I'm assuming probably the person that asked this, like I understand why people hold those beliefs, and I think that it's fine to hold those beliefs. I think where the issue is when people start to push those beliefs and push the reason that they feel those things onto other people and expect them to feel the same way. And so I would say that that's my problem. But like if someone just had a different belief than I did, right? Like I have friends that are any religion you can think of, and like that's not a problem for me at all, you know? So yeah. Did you have gastric bypass or sleeve gastrectomy? No, I didn't have any sort of weight loss surgery. The only surgery I've ever had in my entire life, knock on wood, is I got a hernia removed when I was like 6 years old. I'm anti-diet, but I respect people who diet. There you go. Do you do protein shakes? This is such a loud comment. And do you recommend putting how much fruit? I do have protein shakes, so I actually have protein. Can you see it? There's protein back there. But yeah, you don't have to put fruit in it if you don't want to. I usually just have them on their own. I don't really put any other things in them. How much weight loss can cause noticeable loose skin? It's hard to say because it depends. Like, so if you're a really big person, like tall and stuff, you could probably lose a good amount of weight and you wouldn't notice it. But say if you're like a 5'2" girl, super short, and you lose 80 pounds, you might have a significant amount. So it really depends on the person, you know? But I would say for the most part, no matter what, like if you lose 100 pounds or more, you're probably going to have some loose skin. But again, it really depends on the person. Do you like keto personally? No, I'm not a fan of keto really. As far as like if you're... Let me backtrack a second, okay? Because people freak out when I talk about keto. If you're doing keto specifically to lose weight, I think that there are better ways to do it. There are genuine reasons why keto exists and why people do it, and I am not at all like trying to crap on those. But I think that there are better ways to lose weight than just keto. I hope that makes sense. I just want to say thanks for always doing your best to be kind. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really do try my best. And I know that I fail sometimes. And I know that I could do better, which is what I try and do. But I really do genuinely try to be kind. I think sometimes I get frustrated. And I'd say that's anybody, right? You get frustrated and then you're less kind. Which is me. But I try not to be. There's been a couple times when I will film a video and I'll be like, I don't like how that turned out, so I won't like release it. But I try my best, so I appreciate you saying that. Do you watch anime? I don't like seek out anime. You know, growing up I watched Dragon Ball Z a lot. The one anime that I really liked, and I have no idea why I liked it so much, was Initial D. So Initial D it's an anime about basically like drifting cars. I'm not even super into cars, but for some reason that anime got me, man. I was addicted to it. I really liked it, and then they made a real life movie, and it was horrible. Like every anime movie is always. Losing weight gave me stretch marks and sagging, so be careful and lose it slow. So that's actually a common misconception. I don't want to speak too much about the stretch marks, but I know loose skin. People think that if you lose weight too fast, you are going to have loose skin, and I just disagree. Because I think that a lot of it's not just about how fast you lose weight. I think it's how fast you gain the weight, how long you had the weight, how old you are. There are so many different things that go into why you would have loose skin, and everyone likes to focus in on, if you lose weight too fast, you're gonna have loose skin, and I don't think it's that simple. But yeah, do you have any family or friends that haven't seen you since your weight loss? Not that I can think of. You guys, I've lost the weight 7 years ago. I mean, I've been at this size for quite a long time now. So most people, if they're gonna see me, they've seen me. Eurobeat intensifies. Do you have any? I already read that. Time to start getting the kids ready for bed. Enjoy the chat. Thanks for coming in. Seriously, I want to do more of these. So, yeah. Any videos that you regret posting in hindsight? That's a great question. Yeah. I think for me, I have gotten to a point now where I don't want to really feature my significant other in videos. And so pretty much every video that has had a significant other in it, I'm not a huge fan of anymore. And I kind of regret them. Not regret in a bad way, but it's just like I've gotten to a point where I think that I want to have things that are for myself and then things that aren't, like, that I can share, right? And so I think, like, obviously I've, like, posted pictures of my girlfriend and stuff like that, but as far as, like, making videos and making content with them, I think I'm gonna stop doing that. That's why I've kind of done that. I think that's why I've done that in this relationship, is because I just want to keep things for myself. Because I think that it can be very weird if you start using your relationship as a way to create content. I'm not a fan of that. So yeah, that's a great question though. I appreciate that question. All right, let's move it on. I cooked asparagus and made a salad while watching this. You have really inspired me. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Obese Beast, do you like MMA combat sports? Would you ever train just for fun? I actually talked about it. A lot of people want me to do this. I think it would be fun, but I'm not trying to get punched or hurt. Do you think USA has an obesity crisis? Where'd it go? Oh yeah, there we go. And will have to be addressed as a public health issue. So that's the thing. I think I need to end this live because I've been doing this for over an hour. The stream has been good, though. I'm very happy with it. Very happy with it. Okay, so I would say that it's hard because it's turned into so much more than just, like, people identify as their size now, you know? And so when you say, like, we have this problem, it's almost like people feel like when you say we need to work on the obesity issue that we have, people think you're saying we need to get rid of these people, right? Like, and that's why I think it's been so difficult, because whenever you talk about it, people get attacked and they feel like you are trying to exterminate them as a person, right? And so I think that that's why it's so hard to talk about the whole issue, you know. And so I don't know. I do think that we have a problem, and I think that glorifying obesity is not a great idea, you know. But I think that like there's a difference between glorifying obesity and just like an obese person being out and about. You know, I don't think that is glorifying obesity. So I think that I do disagree with people as like what is glorifying obesity, what's not. Yeah. So. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get going. I'm really glad that this live stream went well. I was kind of using this as basically as a test to make sure everything was working correctly. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And also the people that are talking crap about my tan, I swear it's because the light is shining straight on my face and then it's making my arms look darker than they really are, okay? People coming at me trying to say I look like a Cheeto. I don't look like a Cheeto in real life, okay? I am very tan, though. Like, look at this. Look at this watch tan line. It's ridiculous. Look at that. It's not self-tanner. It's real tan because I'm outside a lot. Okay. I need to stop talking. All right. See you guys later. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm going to try my best to make these as good as possible and as high quality as possible because this was a lot of fun. Yeah. All right.